to 15 ask about the information about on the following graphs. So they give us sales and earnings of XYZ Corporation between 1991 and 1998. And those sales was in $1 billion. So there was two chart, one chart for sales, one chart for earning. The earning is in $1 million, whereas the sales is in billions dollars. So the unit is different. So you have to take a note of that. And on the underneath that two bar chart, there's a circle chart, a circular chart, a pie chart, which give us the percentage, right? This is sorry. Where there's 3, 4. So the section 4 that give us the percentage of appliances, right? Appliances like computer, miscellaneous, and TV and VCRs as a percentage of the total sales. Okay, so for number 13, they asked about the arithmetic mean or the average of in $1 billion of the sale of XYZ corporations in the first period here, the periods that they are giving us from 1991 to 1998. So to calculate the average, what you have to do is that we have to find out the sum, right? We have to find out the sums, and then we have to divide the sum for the number of elements of that we want of the set, right? The total element of the set that we are taking the average of. So for number 13 it's gonna be like in 1991 is 3 and 6 and 8 in 1933 8 and the fourth in 94 is 7, 95 is 5, 96 is 9, 96 is 9, right? This is 96 is 9, 97 is 8, 97 is 8, and 98 is 10, right? It's 10, right? And we're gonna divide this for the number of elements, right? So we have 8 elements, so it's like that. And for that we're gonna figure out the average. All right, so it is gonna be equal to 7, equal to 7. So the answer for 13 is gonna be C, right? Okay, it's C. Okay, number 14, for which year was the percentage increase in earning from previous years? The rate is 92 or 93 or 94 or 95. Okay, so they asked about the increase in earning. Here you can see it's earning. Okay, so 92 or 93. So we can omit 93 because in 93 there's a decline, right? There's no increase, it's a decrease there. So it's gonna be A, C, or D. Okay. AC or D. Okay. So we have to calculate it out. Okay. So for number 14, here. Okay. So of course it's in 91 there's 0% increase because that's the initial year, right? But in 92, the data is for 92 is 900 and for 91 is 500, so 900 minus 500, which is the difference, and we're gonna divide it to the O value, right, which is the data 1991, which is 500, and we're gonna get 0.8 here. So the percentage increase in 92 is 80%. In 93, with similar kind of calculation, we're gonna take 900 here, 900 minus 200. Sorry, 200 minus 900, because 200 is 93, 900 is 92. So, and we're gonna divide that for the O value, which is 900, and gonna be a negative 0.77, right? Similarly, in 94 the earnings double, so the increase rate gonna be 1, and for 95 you're gonna get 0.75. So the greatest is actually C in 1994, which is 1, because it doubles, right? It double because it's 400, 200 to 400, so it's double, so it's 14 is C. Right. Okay, so for 15, what's the ratio of earning to sale XYZ in 93? Okay, XYZ. So number 15. So you can see that in 1993 the sale was $8 billion, whereas in the earning was $200,000, $200 million, okay, $200 million. So the ratio of the earning to the sale is 200 million over 8 billion, which is 1/40. Alright, so the answer here is D, 1/40. Okay, yeah. Alright, so let's move on to question 60. Yeah. Right. Alright, so in this question we are given a hemisphere and a cylinder, and those two shapes will fit together to make a compound shape, right? And we were asked about the volume of the compound shape. So we know that to calculate the total volume of the compound shape, we can divide it up into the sum of the two volume of the composite shapes, right? Which is the cylinder and the hemisphere, which is half a sphere. So we can calculate things one by one like that. So for number 16, the volume of the shape, gonna be equal to volume of hemisphere plus volume of the cylinder, right? Okay. Alright, so hemisphere, I was writing it right, hemisphere. So okay, so the volume of hemisphere is just 1/2 of the volume of the uh, of the of the I just forgot the word, sorry. So it's 1/2 time volume of the sphere, sorry, the sphere, right? The hemisphere, the sphere, right? The sphere, yeah. So, but the volume of sphere is 4/3 pi times r squared. I'll keep because it's the volume, sorry. So we can replace it in. So that is actually 1/2 times the volume of sphere is 4/3 times pi times r cube, right? So we know that the radius of the sphere is 3 centimeters, right? So we can plug it in, right? So it is we can plug 3 into r, right? Because r equal to 3. So this is 3 centimeter cube. So that's gonna be how much is 37? So this is 37 27. So divided by 3 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36, and half of that is 18, right? 18 pi centimeter cube, right? So that's the volume of the hemisphere. And now we have to calculate the volume of cylinder. So volume of cylinder gonna be the h times the area of the base, which is h times, well, the base is a circle, so its area gonna be the square of the radius times pi, right? So it's gonna be it. The h is 6 centimeter, right? Time with the radius square, which is 3 centimeter square, times pi, which is 3.14 roughly. So that's gonna give us so let's calculate it. 3 times 6 times 3 times 3 square times 6 times 3.14, which is 169 point 169.56 centimeter cube. So the sum, okay, so we have to convert it into pi, right? Sorry, it just miscalculation a little bit. So this is actually 54 pi, right? 54 pi 54 pi centimeter cube, right? So this is just pi. Okay, so the volume of the shape gonna be the volume of the hemisphere plus volume of cylinder, which is 18 pi centimeter cube plus 54 pi centimeter cube. So but they asked us about the cube in inches. Okay, so we have to have something to to change the unit here. So that's 72 pi centimeter cube. Okay, but we asked us about the inches, so we have to, so that's actually 4.73 inch, 4.39 inch cube. But but in the answer we don't have 4.39. So actually I think they ask us, they still, the answer, if you have to do the multiple choice, you still gonna be answering as C, right? Because there's 72 on the answer, 72 pi there, and we have 72 pi on our answer, so that's gonna be probably a better choice. Okay, yeah, so 16 is actually C. Well, you know, they asked about inches, but maybe that's a typo there. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so let's move on to question 17. So each week she received a base pay and a 300 permission. Oh, so the base pay is $300 and the commission is based on sale. Okay. So during any week when the total value of her sale is 5,000 or less, her commission is 10%, and if it is more than 5,000, then commission is 12% of the entire amount. Okay, so she earned. So they gave us the total earning on the first week, and they asked us for the sale. Okay, so that's a very good exercise. Okay, so salary, earning. So the earning gonna be equal to base pay plus commission, right? Commission. Okay. So the base pay is actually $300. 300. Okay. And commission gonna be based on sale, right? So, and for the sale we have two cases. So the first case is actually 10% of sale, right? If sale is less or equal to 5,000, right? 5,000. Okay, and it's gonna be 12% of sale if the sale is more than 5,000, right? Times sale. So we have shorted by piecewise function here because it can be chopped up into situations. So if sale exceed 5,000. Okay. So that is the formula for her earning. Okay. And last week she earned $1,080. So they asked about the sale. Okay. Alright. So now we have earning gonna be equal to $1,080. So let's break out. It is actually equal to 300 plus 780. Okay, 780. So 300 being her base pay and 780 is her commission. Right? Okay. But in this situation, we do not know which formula we must apply to reversely find the sale, because we don't know if this is the first case where the sale is smaller or equal to 5,000, or it's actually strictly bigger than 5,000, which is the second case we don't know. So we have to test this out, right? So we have to divide into two cases, and we're gonna eliminate the wrong cases. Okay, so now case 1, you're gonna have case 1. Now is that if sale is actually less or equal to $5,000. Alright, so then we know that $780 is actually 10% of sale, right? 10% of sale, because that's the formula that they are giving us for the case that sales less than $5,000. So we can see from this equation that sale is actually 10 times of 780. So sale is actually 10 times 780, which is 7,800, which contradicts our assumption that sale less than is lesser or equal to 5,000. So this is actually a contradiction. So we're not gonna calculate this case. So you know what? So not gonna calculate this case, right? So wrong case. Okay, so we have to come to case number 2. Alright, case number 2 is that the sale has to be strictly greater than 5,000. And then we're gonna apply the second formula, is that 780 is actually 10% of the sale, 12% of the sale, right? So we can figure out the sale now, right? Because sale gonna be 780 divided by 12 and multiply with 100, which gonna give us with us how much? Yeah, 6,500. Okay, so this is actually satisfy our condition that the sale is bigger than 5,000, right? So we find out the sale. So the answer is actually B, right? So the answer is actually B. Okay. Okay, so sale is 6,500. Okay, let's do number 18 to number 20. Okay. So number 18, to the nearest 5%, which percent? Okay, so they give, so question 18 and 19, we are dealing with a bar graph. We are dealing with bar graph about the perceptions of body weight status. Okay, so this one is asked about each categorizes people think about their weights, right? So those people have been categorized into weights. Hiểu không nhỉ? Okay, hiểu đúng không? Yeah. Okay. So these people have been categorized into weights before. So our job is, but this statistic, they're gonna compare the perception with the actual weight status. Okay, so we gonna see how many percent of people in each weight class correctly percept, or recognize their weight class. Okay, so for example, for the underweight people, there are people who think they are actually underweight, which is about right, and there was some people thinking that okay, they weigh a little bit less than that, even less than that, so that's underweight. And there are people who think they are a little bit heavier than that, which is the overweight. That is the perception, and the perception is written in the box. Okay, yeah, alright. So number 18, to nearly 5%. What is percent of underweight adult females? Perceive themselves to be underweight. Okay, so we have to look at the underweight column. So here's the underweight column. How many of them perceive themselves to be underweight? So alright, so it's about 75%, right? No. So it is underweight, so it's around 95 minus, like 70, so it's 20 to 25. So number 18, it should be B, right? Because it's around 20 to 25, right? So here 18 is actually B because it is 95 minus 70. Okay, alright. Number 19, they ask, the member of the four group has the least accurate perception of their body weight. Okay, so here, for the underweight, about 25% of them have the right perception, we have just seen, right? Because we have just calculated that the underweight has 25% of them perceive themselves as underweight, right? Okay, so for underweight group, there was about 25% of them who perceive themselves as underweight, because you can see here it's 95% minus 70%, so it's 25% of people who is underweight perceive themselves as underweight. Okay, so for the normal weight person, it's about 60% of them perceive themselves as normal weight. You can clearly see here the dark gray portion here. That is the underneath section of the column is about 60% of the normal weight people who perceive themselves about right. Alright. Okay, that's number for the middleweight people is 80%. You can see is middleweight is actually moderately overweight, not middleweight, it's moderately overweight. So it's 80% of them we actually perceive themselves as overweight, which is right. So they're 80% right. And for severely overweight people, 95% of them was actually realizing that they are actually overweight or severely overweight. So they are about 90%, about 95% right. So the least accurate is actually the A, the underweight people, who only 25% recognize themselves as underweight. Okay, so that's how you do that. Alright, let's do the question 25. Okay, number 20. So okay, so he drive 198 kilometers, and he drive 198 kilometers, and he left at 10 a.m. and arrived at 1:40 p.m. So his total travel time is 1:40 p.m. minus 10 a.m. Right, so that is actually about 3 hours and 40 minutes. 3 hours and 40 minutes. So that is actually 3 1/3 of an hour. So 3 hours plus 1/3 of an hour. Okay. So but the distance was 198 kilometer. So the speed gonna be distance over time gonna be 198 divided by kilometer divided by 3 1/3, right? 3 plus 1/3 hour. So that's 198 divided by 3 plus 1/3 is 95, right? 59, right? So oh no, sorry, that's not 1/3, that's 2/3, sorry, that's 2/3 because it's 40 minutes, so it's actually 2/3. So that's actually 54 kilometer per hour. So this is B, right? It is B. Okay, this is B. Alright. Okay, let's do a couple more, okay, before we end. So yeah, so let's do number 21 and 22 before we end. Okay, number 21. So on January 1, 2000, the value of a certificate of deposit CD was 765. If the value of CD increased 6% each year, what is its value in dollar in January 1, 2012? Okay, so at first it's 765. So each year it increased by 6%. Is that we multiply it with 1.06, which is actually an increase in 6%. So in January 1 of 2001, we're gonna multiply 765 with 1 time 1.06, and in January 1 2002, we're gonna multiply that number in 2001 with another 1.06, which is actually valued to 765 times 1.06 to the power 2. So with that, we're gonna multiply in the total of 12 times, right? So the amount gonna be the calculation gonna be 765 times 1.06 to the power of 12. Okay, and that's gonna yield 1539 1539.33. Okay, 1539.33. So the answer is actually D. Okay, it's D. Okay, it's D. Alright. Alright, so last questions. Okay, this question is about a complex number, right? Complex number. A complex number, it has the form of it is simply a plus bi, right? With I is the imaginary unit, whereas ab is a real number. AB is a real number. A is belong to R, as well as B is belong to R as well. So, but I is imaginary unit. I is imaginary unit. Whereas I square is equal to -1. Okay, or they are giving us that I is the square root of -1, but it's actually strictly writing as I square equal to -1. Understand? Hiểu nhỉ? Okay. So to multiply two complex number, a plus bi times c plus di, we just multiply as we are multiplying normal real number. So it's just a times c plus bi times c plus a times di and plus bi times di. Right. So that's AC here. Okay, so we have the we have the common factor of I. We're gonna factor it out, and we're gonna have BC plus AD in the bracket, and we're gonna have here BT times I squared, right? But we know that I squared is -1, right? So we can turn this, we can get rid of I squared and turn this plus sign into a minus sign, right? Because I squared is -1. So this gonna actually be equal to AC minus BD, because I squared is -1, and plus BC plus AD times I. So that's how you multiply complex number. Okay, so let's calculate it. So okay, so now we know that. Okay, so now we have that a plus bi times 1 plus I. Okay, this gonna be equal to a, because a times 1 is 1, plus bi, because bi times 1 is bi. A times I is ai plus bi times I. Okay, that's gonna be minus b, right? So this term gonna be minus b, so it's gonna be a minus b plus ai, a plus b, all multiplied with I, right? Alright. But we know that this is equal to 3 plus 5i, right? Which means that a minus b is equal to 3, and at the same time a plus b is equal to 5, right? So we know that a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 1, right? Because that's simple calculation, right? So actually a plus bi is equal to 4 plus I. So the answer for 22 is D. Okay, I think that's enough for our lesson today. Okay, so thank you very much for joining. So we want to keep checking on the next sessions. So thank you very much. Goodbye.